24 hours ago, this was the scene in the Hilltop after a Columbus police officer shot a man on Sullivan Avenue. Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from his family.
The family exclusively tells 10 TV this all could have been avoided, but police say they had no choice in what happened. 10 TV's Richard Solomon is live tonight outside Grant Medical Center, where he's recovering. Richard.
Well, Yolanda, Andrew, I did learn from the family of Michael Frierson earlier today that he is now okay. He is now out of surgery. He actually had to undergo more surgeries today after that initial surgery last night. I'm told by his family he was shot at least twice, once in his chest and another one time in his stomach area. But they wanted to stress something tonight. They told me they called police for mental health help, not to send him here to the hospital. On Wednesday evening, a mental health call ended with a man shot and almost died.
As his sister, my intent was to get him some help and to make sure that they were very well informed, and for it to go the total opposite way, it broke my heart.
Yolanda Frierson says she called police's non-emergency line for her brother, 36-year-old Michael Frierson, who was having a mental health episode. She says Michael has struggled with mental health his entire life and is diagnosed with schizophrenia and is bipolar. That evening, Michael was at their mother's home off Sullivan Avenue, and Yolanda says she noticed signs that he was growing irate.
So I went over there to make sure that he had calmed down.
She says he became more confrontational and headbutted her and hit their other sibling. And after several minutes of trying to get him to calm down, she called 911 for help to get him to a hospital. She says she wanted an alternative crisis response. Those are teams that are separate from Columbus Police that focus on mental health issues.
So instead of de-escalating, they made it worse.
Columbus Police say arriving officers determined that the incident involved domestic violence and that the person inside the apartment needed to be arrested.
It was labeled in our run as a mental health call, but the immediate details of the run, the caller said this individual has already assaulted 2 people. Once that happens, the alternative response kind of goes away because we now have a domestic violence situation.
Police say officers asked Michael to come outside several times, but he refused. Police say then officers forced entry into the apartment by trying to kick the door open to take him into custody. And as they started to enter, police say Michael hit an officer with something in his hand. Then an officer shot him. Michael was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, and he is charged with domestic violence and felonious assault against a peace officer. Yet his family says this situation should have been prevented.
It was overboard, and so I'm by no means mad at him.
And police say investigators found a knife, a pair of scissors, and a fork at the scene. But because of Marcy's Law, they are not releasing the name of the officer involved in this situation. But they did tell us today that he is a 4-year veteran of the department. And of course, BCI is leading this investigation. For now, reporting live outside of Grant Medical Center, I'm 10 TV's Richard Solomon. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Richard.